There is a new patch for Modern Warfare Zombies, and they have changed the zombies spawns again. And what the patch is supposed to do, part of it at least, is get rid of zombies like this. This little happy chappy here. Wait, is this...
I'm reloading.
That's gonna actually work? I was aiming at the sky. Where is it gonna land? It didn't even kill the zombie. Bro, this thing is ass. What the... I'm gonna go and observe the crater I've just created. How did that not take out the zombies that were on the roof? Make it make sense. Anyway... The patch has changed the zombies spawns, and one of the changes that has been included is reducing the number of zombies intended to spawn in elevated areas. So whether that be rooftops, whether that be just like on the second floor of a building or something like that. Get some... Oh my god, his body... Oh my god. Okay, I've not done that before, I guess. But they've done that because they've heard complaints that a massive amount of the time when you're playing Modern Warfare Zombies, you just kind of have no zombies around you. And like, as you can see right now, like, where are the zombies? It's just dead. It's so empty. It's a big feedback point that the community has been really trying to sort of hammer home over the last several weeks. And they've listened. But honestly, so far, that particular aspect of the patch notes isn't really seeming like it's making that much of a difference. Now, I will test the exfils in this video just to check whether or not those have been improved at all since the patch that basically ruined them previously. But there's a bunch of other additions in the patch notes that I want to cover as well, so we're going to work through those now. And while I work through them, I'm just going to have a little scout around because I'm trying to find the ether bike. I've been searching for it high and low for another video I'm working on. I basically need to record a clip with it for my tips and tricks series, but it seems like no matter what I do, I am unable to find the bike. I just have been getting really unlucky, I guess. So if you have any locations on the map, any specific spawns that you know are like really good spawns to check for the bike, then please leave a comment. That would be amazing, because I've heard that, for example, there's one like over here somewhere, but what keeps happening is I load into my game and I drive all the way over here, and I mean, this is the middle of nowhere. It's truly just barren land. And I get to this corner, and every single time there's no freaking bike. And I'm like, well, maybe that bit of knowledge that I've got that it can apparently spawn there is just straight up wrong. In terms of the patch, there have been a few weapon changes, so we'll run through some of those first. The Holger 556, the DG58 assault rifle, and the FR 556 have all been nerfed. It's not a massive nerf, I would say. So, for example, with the Holger, they've decreased the headshot damage multiplier from 1.4 to 1.3. So that's not gonna necessarily completely revolutionize the way that you use the weapon, but it is just a heads up that if you've been using those, they've been changed for multiplayer, and as a result, that's probably gonna have knock-on effects for zombies. There's also been some buffs to SMGs, and again, this is one where like it affects the Striker, Striker 9, AMR 9. It's a multiplayer-based buff that I also expect to have knock-on effects for the zombies mode, but the zombie specific changes are as follows. They're pretty interesting. Oh, there's a big boy there. Okay, so we've got an update to the Storm the Castle mission. So some of you might have been trying to do this and having a little bit of difficulty recently, partly because in the Storm the Castle mission, you have to raid a Merc camp. That's fine. Then you have to raid a Merc stronghold. That's fine. Then you have to raid the Legacy Fortress. That's fine. You have to take down Legacy. That's fine. And then you have to extract with the plans that Legacy drops. But the problem... Oh my god, the car got air! That was crazy! The problem is that Legacy hasn't been dropping the plans. So the entire point of that mission has been totally negated because it's just been bugging out and he's not been dropping them. And this happened to me during my first ever completion of the missions, and we had to redo the mission like 4 times to get it to work. It's been happening to other people too. I was just talking to StoneMountain64 about it yesterday, actually. He's been having the same problem on stream. So they've changed the Storm the Castle mission to hopefully fix that bug now, supposedly. And also for Interceptor, the Destroy Mercenary Convoy objective now accurately tracks completion where it wasn't before. They've also added a change to that where picking up a keycard from a mercenary at the convoy will always count towards mission completion. There were problems where you would sometimes try and take down the mercenary convoy and that would work and that would complete, but then that secondary objective in that mission would just never work. So good to hear that that's been fixed. And the changes to mercenaries is something I think they've got really right in this update, and we're going to get onto that in a little bit more detail in a moment here as I take down a couple mercs here. But first we've got a couple changes to perks. So Tombstone has been changed. changed. There have been various Tombstone exploits over the last, I don't know, week or two. And it's been fun, I'll admit, like spawning in and grabbing a Tombstone and getting double your money back or quadruple your money back, and that sort of angle has just been, it's been enjoyable, I won't lie. So Tombstone will no longer appear in the next session. Okay, so in your following match, Tombstone will no longer appear if you exfil while in last stand. And this is something that people were actually suggesting for me to put into my tips videos. I've had a lot of comments with suggestions for just different ideas and tips to put into that content. And I've really appreciated that, by the way. So thank you guys for all those suggestions. But I actually held out purposefully on that particular one because I felt like there was a good chance that it would get patched, and it has been. So no more Tombstones spawning in, even if you do exfil. You can't double dip in that way anymore. You used to be able to, but no longer. Now, another sort of exploit reducing fix, which I'm kind of a little sad about, to be honest, is that Essence can no longer be stowed. This is something that people were again using for Tombstone exploits because you could stow Essence and you could have it in your like points slot. So in my inventory here, you can see that I've got my Essence right there. There was just ways to manipulate the system so that you could get even more of it while you could stow it. They've also addressed an issue where newly stowed items, acquisitions, or schematics would be replaced and therefore lost with previously sold items that underwent a swap item menu interaction. And I think that's something that I've actually been victim to. I'm not 100% if it was that or something else, but I've had issues where, for example, I have a 2-plate armor vest. I'll go to Rewards Rift or something. I'll equip a 3-plate vest that I got as a reward. It'll disappear and I'll still just have a 2-plate. Like, it's so frustrating when that happens. So hopefully that's a fix in that direction. They've closed various exploits related to the use of symbol monkeys. I was actually in a game the other day with an infinite monkey bomb. It was just going off. It wasn't exploding. It was just literally going off constantly, attracting zombies constantly. It was really weird. I've never seen that before in my whole time playing zombies. And they've closed an exploit that permitted the duplication of score streaks, which is follow-up continuation from their work in that area last week with last week's patch, which I also made a video about, where they prevented people from cloning sentry guns and things along those lines. Now we get onto the enemies section, okay? And this is the big one, really, because like I mentioned at the start of the video, what was that? Bro, it's not packet loss, apparently. It's just the server bugging out, I suppose. Very weird. So I mentioned at the start of the video that players can expect fewer ambient zombie spawns on rooftops and at higher elevations. Okay, we've already covered that, and I think that that's honestly a good change because it's going to mean that we ultimately have more zombie density in areas where it really matters, such as in a building like this, or when you're just roaming around the map trying to find zombie spawns. Like, that's where I want zombies to be really very, very present. Oh god, right behind me there. Bit spooky. What's that? Yeah, I'll take it. And so I'm all for that change. And this next change is really positive as well, actually. So for Terminus outcomes, that's the faction of people that you find in Merc camps, of which there are none around me, probably because they've been all taken out by people on the map, thanks to this new change. But for Terminus outcomes, all mercenaries have had their damage against player armor reduced, which is pretty huge, honestly. That's been something that has been really frustrating, like trying to push into that legacy fortress, for example, and just ending up getting your armor shredded in about a second, like feeling like it goes in one bullet. And that being reduced now is a real relief. Actually, we should probably go do legacy just to test out how big a change it actually is. Let's do that. So that's a damage nerf on all Terminus enemies, all mercenaries. They've also changed shielded soldiers. And again, this is a massive W. People have been complaining about this so much since launch. Like, I've seen so many people get upset by these shield soldiers. So shield soldiers now have a slower fire rate when engaged. So they're still going to be there, and they're still going to be a bit fiddly to take down. Like, I'm not going to lie. They're just always going to be a nuisance, those enemies, but they're there for a reason, right? It means that you have to switch up the way that you play. You have to switch up your play style in order to deal with them. And that's a good thing. Like, it creates variability in the game session. So, like, I'm not mad about that at all. But when I do get mad about it is when they feel like they just insta-kill you and you don't really feel like you have a chance to outplay them. Like, it just feels unfair. And I've said since launch, really, or even before launch, that I think the enemies having guns in a zombies mode just feels wrong. Like, I just don't like that as a choice. So we can test out whether these changes have actually made a big difference here by helping raid the fortress alongside the other teammates. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Oh, well, the sentry guns are still OP. Jesus, a bit scary. But another change that has been made as I try and get in here to C4 these guys. Get up. That got none of them? Bro, for real? Okay, well, I'm still getting I'm still getting shredded. So, I mean, they've said that they've reduced that damage. Oh, there's a sentry gun there. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, God. There goes my armor again. Well, yeah, it still seems pretty aggressive, to be honest. Oh, that's an enemy. My bad, bro. So they've also changed Pack-a-Punch. They've addressed an interaction with the UI glitching out and showing a pack tier 4. That's something that I was actually going for in a game the other day. I was trying to get it, but was sort of unsure exactly what it was that was causing it to trigger. But what I think that is there for is, I reckon once we get this end game activity where we have to fight a load of ether rifts, I reckon in there, we're going to end up being able to pack to tier 4. I feel like that's going to be the flow. Oh, hold on. I'll res you. I got you. I got you. See, I'm helping out. The guardian angel is here, guys. There we go. Oh, I could have tested my healing aura to see if that would have worked on him. Let's see how successful these guys are taking down Legacy. I'll just observe. He's still alive, bro. He's right there, dude. Okay, warlord kill. Cool. Oh, did they get the plans? I think they got something. Let's see. How many bullets? Okay, snipers still one hit you. Snipers still one hit your armor. One sniper bullet for one armor plate still seems to be the equation. So I've just come to this exfil. Looks like my buddy here might actually be farming the exfil. So this is kind of perfect. One thing that is annoying, I'm going to set a timer real quick. Let's see what the timer is from this exfil leaving to the next one being able to spawn in. So I've started the timer. Oh, hold on, I want to do the same thing. How do I hang like that? How do I do that? Yo, we're just hanging out, dude. We're just hanging around, bud. Yo, I appreciate you having my back. I appreciate it. I'm just hanging. This game's so goofy, dude. Also, why does that building look like the end of a Wunderwaffe? Like, what's going on there? Anyway, I really don't like the fact that they increased the timer between possible exfils because of the exfil farming. Like, again, it's just, yo, we're both hanging together. Hell yeah, dude. I think that it is the wrong approach to take to prevent a player activity. Instead of saying, okay, we see a lot of people are doing this, so we're going to make the universal experience of that part of the fundamental gameplay worse, I feel like they should instead say, we're going to nerf this in such a way that just the individual activity and behavior that we don't like is nerfed, but the rest of the experience is unimpinged. But they just didn't do that. Our time is at 1 minute, 20 seconds, by the way. Still no ability to call that exfil back in. I really hope it's not going to be 2 minutes, but we're at minute 30 now, and it's still not available. God damn. Look at us. Just a bunch of buds, dude. Just a bunch of buds. I will literally let the zombie kill me. I'm just hanging. I'm hanging out. He's got me. He's got me. He's got me, right? Oh my god. Serious, dude? Is he not going to res me? The timer was 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Is he not going to res me? Are you... Bro, are you kidding? I was literally just memeing around. What the hell? There's no way. He just let me die out. I am in awe. I'm genuinely in awe. The ironic thing is he would be getting more zombie spawns right now if I was alive. I mean, it still looks pretty empty, to be honest. So in terms of the change with the verticality and stuff, it doesn't look like it's made a massive difference. This guy's so cool. He's such a cool dude. I literally have nothing I want to extract with. I just wanted to shoot the zombies, dude. Wow. Well, don't be like this guy, is all I'm going to say. I still got the footage I needed to get, so it makes zero difference whatsoever. But yeah, it seems like the exfils are pretty much the same as they were before. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and don't be like this guy. So thanks for watching. I'm MrRoflWaffles. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.